What's good, people? Welcome back to season 2 of London Boy Podcast. It's your boy Vinny. I'm back again with David. David, what you saying?
I'm fine, man. What about you?
Yeah, I'm fine, man. We're just trying to, pump out content, keep it moving, keep it stepping. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
Alright then, man. So, do you know much about the topic of today, which is gonna be about entitlement?
Oh, okay. There's gonna be a few people that might get a little bit salty from this, but who cares, you know? So yeah, I know about the subject. Yeah.
Cool. So let me sort of begin. I'll take the lead, man. You can follow from there, innit? So when I say
Right.
entitlement, I don't mean like you go to the doctor and you're like, oh, I'm entitled to this prescription and that prescription. That's a different entitlement. I'm talking about the entitlement mindset, where people feel like they deserve some sort of special treatment or they deserve to be treated in a superior fashion when they really don't deserve it.
Mhm.
Can you relate on that? Can you relate on that one?
Uh, yeah. I had a few people that were quite similar. Um, where it's like feeling entitled because they went through something that felt like they was important compared to everyone else.
In what way? Like,
Um, so like, oh yeah, I had to work a 12-hour shift and do this and do that. Oh, yeah, I had my life real hard because I had to go to a public school, you know.
yeah,
Like there's always entitled people that feel like their life is hard, and they feel like that they're the only one in the world that is going through that. When in reality, you get people that have no homes at all, or the homes are being like bombed or whatever, you know, or they have like no limbs,
yeah,
or they got mutations and or they're disabled or whatever, you know. So like, there's always people that are going through way worse situations in life, and really, you just need to be blessed that you're able to move and live and eat and breathe, etc. You know, um, that's what you should be happy about. You know, you should feel entitled.
entitled that haven't been through anything, you know. And
They expect everything to be around
they
them. You
expect
know,
everything to be given to them, man. And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not targeting anyone in particular and stuff, man. But I don't know, man.
Ooh.
A lot of people. You know how I'm not saying all of them, but a few people that went private school, they don't. I don't know, man. They get raised in a like superiority sort of complex where a lot of stuff is catered for them. They don't really want to do things themselves. They don't want to work certain jobs because they feel like it's below them. They think, oh, because I went to a private school, I deserve a top grade job. I deserve this. I deserve that. I don't need to climb on the ladder. I can just walk into something. I can just walk into my dream job. But in the real world, you said it, man. Like there's people living in poverty. There's people living with no limbs. Like the real world, life is hard.
Yeah, trust me, man.
Life is hard. That's why now my mindset is I try to take every opportunity I've got, man. Like if I get the opportunity to work extra hard to make extra money, I will. Even with saving, man, I try not to squander my saving. Like I literally created the other day. I created a different account with a different bank where I shoved most of my like I shoved 90% of my money into that account. In my everyday account, I only keep a couple hundred in it.
Mm.
Why? Because I understand now that life is actually fucking hard, man, and you gotta try your hardest, because I know that let's say if I squander my money, man, but my family ain't gonna give me no freebie. I know that if you know what I mean, bro, like no one's gonna give you a handout, man, in life. And I just feel like people that feel entitled, man, they don't have that mindset, man. They think life is easy and people should treat them special or cater to them, you know.
Yeah, it's like yeah. So can I speak? Okay, let me speak about one subject.
Yeah.
I've been chatting to a girl, and yeah, this girl, me and her, she'd call me like 3 times a day.
Yeah, is that the 12-hour shift one?
No, but yes, no, she would call me like 3 times a day, and yeah, I try and give her attention and stuff like that, and sort of chat with her. And I thought, okay, because at the time I was like chilling at home and kind of sort of waiting for stuff to happen, right? And I was like, yeah, I can sort of chat with her and sort of get to know her and see if let's see if things work out. And then for the last like week or two, I've been busy.
Yeah.
I've been real busy. Like I had to sort of stop speaking, and I had to decline some of her messages and calls and stuff like that, and not respond. And I wasn't doing it to be rude. I was just busy, you know. And then she probably took it in the wrong way, and was like, "Oh, I'm just going to ignore him." And if he's going to do the same to me, I'm going to do the same back to him. And I'm like, I wasn't doing it on purpose. I was busy. So like, she felt entitled that I was going to give her all this attention and this and that and the other. When in reality, like, I've got my shit going on. I'm busy. If I can give you time, then I'll try. But don't expect me to give you what I was doing at the beginning, you know, like giving her a bunch of attention. Because it's just when I was chatting with her, it's just because I had time on my hands, where I was just waiting for things to happen.
Now you haven't got much time on your hands, so you're not doing it out of ill intent. You're doing it because you're trying to improve your life. And when you improve your life, you can improve the quality of attention you give to her in the future.
Exactly,
yeah.
But
yeah, that's
whatever, you know.
Example of entitlement. She feels entitled to your attention and doesn't consider the fact that you're working on different things now, and you've got less time in your hands now.
Yeah, it's a piss take.
Well, it's
but whatever.
Yeah, man, it's like, yeah, what you mentioned time. Yeah, little side note, man. Like I've barely got time to go to the gym, man. I had to reschedule my day to where, like, by the time I come home from work, I've got I go straight to the gym now, man. I don't even have time to chill out. And then by the time I finish my workout, it's 9 o'clock. By the time you know, I have a shower and whatnot and chill for a bit, bro, it's midnight. You know what I mean? Like, time is very limited. So like, people shouldn't feel entitled for your attention, for your time and attention, when time and attention is limited. Like you've said it, you can't get time back, you know.
Yeah, you can get money whenever, really. It's not that hard to get money. And then with time as well, it's just disappearing. You're always losing it. So I don't want to waste my time fucking calling all the time and this girl and giving her attention when I've got other important shit in my life where I'm trying to get on my sort of my grind, get on sort of like where I want to be, sort of my financial freedom, and where I'm able to buy back some of that time later on in my life, where I can relax and sort of chat and chill with people and stuff, you know. But right now, I'm just too busy. So
exactly, man. It's like I believe that I'd rather chill with people and do things when I've got the money to spend, rather than be broke and do that.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point
Like, what's the point?
of taking that girl out on a date if you've got no money to spend? It doesn't make sense.
Well, if you like the person, then yeah, why not? And if you think they're good, and if you think they're sort of like a suitable partner to be with, like someone that you think you're gonna stay together with for a long time, then yeah, I totally agree.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
Like money doesn't.
So
What do you
let
mean?
me reword it. Yeah, if you really like the partner, yeah, and so you really like that partner, you're suitable, you match and whatnot, yeah. Are you going to take her out on a date with no peas in your pocket and take her to McDonald's, or are you gonna make sure you've got your shit together and take her somewhere like respectful that she'll appreciate?
I don't give a fuck if she wants to go to McDonald's. I'll take her to
Bro, you're not
McDonald's.
getting the point, man.
If she wants to go,
If you're fucking broke, you ain't got shit to your name. What have you're not gonna have nothing to offer her. But if you get on your grind, then you are gonna have something to offer.
again, that's about money and stuff like that. Like money again doesn't really matter.
It
It's about
does. Bro,
time.
you say that, but it does, man. It does. Try going on holiday with no money, man.
It's the financial freedom. Financial freedom gives you the money, but also the time to do whatever you want.
Exactly, but without the money, are you gonna have time? No.
Yeah, okay, I understand where
Bro,
you're coming
without
from
money,
now.
you're not gonna
Yeah,
have the power, bro. The power, money. They say money is power because money buys you time. Understand?
yeah,
So you
true.
need financial power in your life, man. And people that are sort of chatting to you, they've got to respect that you're on your grind, bro. I'm backing you, man. So why are you not agreeing, bro?
Yeah, no, I was just trying to say the wording. Like I thought you was like, oh, you need X, Y, and Z. You need
No.
a certain amount of money to get girls or
No,
whatever
I'm
or
not talking
something.
about that. I'm talking about having the financial power that's gonna buy you time to do what you want.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Like if I met someone that I like that lives in, I don't know, in Italy, like if I build up my wealth, I've got the power to book a plane and fly over there. But if I'm
Yeah,
broke, what plane am I gonna book to go and see the fucking girl I like? It doesn't make sense, does it? You
exactly,
know.
man.
So yeah, back to the entitlement, man. So you using like the girl like for your time for an example. Have you
Yeah.
ever been in like a work setting when you've dealt with like entitled people?
So people that think their job's more important than this actually is. Yeah.
In what way?
So like um, there was one guy who was basically I was basically like the junior, right? I like to call it the fucking cigarette tray or whatever, the ashtray or whatever, yeah.
Who was the
Like
ashtray? You was the
like,
ashtray.
I was the ashtray because I was in a junior job. I was doing all the fucking hard work, right?
Yeah.
And he was basically not really doing that much,
Yeah.
but taking credit for it. And then feeling entitled because he was the one that sort of was in the higher figure, like the higher sort of role, basically. Um, even though the junior was basically doing all the work. So, yeah, he felt entitled and like, oh yeah, like this is my job, like this is what I
I
do,
bet he was
blah
taking
blah
credit
blah.
for your
Like,
hard work as well.
yeah, like, oh look, I've got this company card that they gave me,
Yeah.
and then I was doing all the hard work, and I was just like, well, okay, all right then, you know. So yeah, you always get entitled people like that, you
That
know.
must have been annoying then. Like I've
Yeah,
got an example, yeah, where did I ever mention that I used to work in like, like stadiums, like football stadiums?
Well, maybe not to the channel, but
To
yeah,
you, have I mentioned it to you
me.
though?
Yeah.
So when I was at uni, I'd work in. So I've worked at the Kia Arena. I've worked at the Olympic Stadium, which is now obviously West Ham. And I used
The
to
Kia Arena. What's
the
that?
Kia Arena. That's in South London. It's a cricket. They do cricket there. I think it's called the Kia
Oh,
Centre or the Kia. Something to do with Kia, isn't it?
I thought it was the Oval.
The Oval. Yeah. It's called Kia
Yeah.
Oval. Well, you know.
Oh, the Kia, the car
Yeah,
brand.
it's
Oh, yeah.
sponsored by
Oh,
Kia.
okay.
The Oval.
Oh, okay. All
Oh, you
right.
know it better than me. Yeah. So I've worked at the Oval. I've worked at Wembley. But my main places were probably the Oval and West Ham. Yeah, you
Yeah.
obviously know where that is. West Ham. That's in Stratford.
Yeah.
And where I used to go there, I used to do basically bar work. Yeah, and that's probably my least favorite job I've ever done. Yeah, my least favorite. And so yeah, the bar work is not. It's not that bad, like you're pouring drinks, you're working on the checkout and all that sort of stuff. But at one point, bro, I was doing hawking, yeah.
What's that for the
So
people?
hawking, yeah, is where you. I've got a couple friends that know that probably that probably know what I'm talking about because I made friends there. One of them's called Cruz from South London. Shout out to him. He does dancing and stuff on his Instagram page. And one of them is called Tyreek. Bro. Shout out to he done the hawking with me as well. So if he listens to it, he'd know exactly what I'm talking about. So hawking is where they give you a massive rucksack, and you carry like a massive keg of alcohol on your back. So it's about 10 to 15 kg of alcohol. You're carrying that on your back, and on each side you've got a sprayer. One sprayer is for beer, one sprayer is for gin, yeah? Gin and tonic. And I literally had to walk all around the Wembley, or not Wembley, the West Ham Arena. I remember it perfectly. The Foo Fighters were playing. So the Foo Fighters concert. So I'd walk around all the arena, fucking serving up people.
I was gonna say what you could have done is got like a little cup for yourself and drank some yourself,
Yeah, but they're very tight and they're very nitpicky on cups that go missing and that sort of stuff. So anyway, yeah, I'd walk all around the arena serving drinks to people, and I met certain entitled people, man. They'd be like, they just chat shit, man. Oh, how much are they paying you to do this? Yeah. Like you'd pour them a drink. Oh, that's not enough. Yeah, the people just chatting shit. They think that because you're working a job, yeah, that's probably not paying you that much. It's sort of something that's keeping you on your grind, yeah. That kept me on my grind while I was at uni. That kept me grounded, yeah. Like people thought that because I was working at a job that they considered below them, they thought that they could chat to me like dirt, yeah. And then but there were certain people that saw me. They were like, "Oh, mate, I used to do that when I was younger," and they tipped me a five or a tenner. But you do meet them sort of entitled people because they think you work a job, yeah, whether part time or not. Those people don't know you. But then instead of respecting your grind, respecting your hustle, they're talking to you like you're below them.
Yeah.
When mate, I'm telling you, man, more than anything, man, I've been rock bottom poor, and I've been in stages of my life where I've had money, bruv. My financial situation doesn't define me, bruv. Like my personality and my authenticity is what defines me, not my financial situation. But anyway, yeah, you get people like that to chat to you like dirt. Even when I worked on checkout in the stadium, there was a queue of like 35, 40 people in the Oval trying to get their drinks before the cricket game starts. And you're serving up like 2, 3 people at a time. And there's people that are like 6, 7 steps behind in the queue trying to tell you to hurry up. Yeah, hurry up. Yeah, it's not that hard. bro, I gave this guy, bro, I gave him a death stare, bro. Like, say that to my face. Think I want to punch in your face, bro. And he intentionally, when he came, he intentionally didn't make eye contact with me, and he got served by by my colleague. You know, so yeah, you meet when you work them type of jobs, yeah, that service based jobs, yeah. People chat to you like shit, man. So that's why, like, when I go to restaurants, man, I make sure that I treat everyone with respect, but especially restaurants. I treat service people with respect because I can relate to the amount of bullshit they go through, man.
Yeah.
And also, if you treat a waiter with respect, bruv, what makes you think you want to spit in your food as well? I mean, if you don't treat them with respect, bruv, like. But yeah, that's why. So, moral of that story is, don't ever feel entitled. Don't ever look down on someone for working a job that you consider below you, because you never know when life can turn around, bruv. So like, keep it humble and just treat everyone with respect, innit? You know?
Put some respect on my name.
Yeah, man. Bro,
You know that bird. You know that bird, man.
yeah, I know, man. I know.
Interview. Yeah.
But like, do you agree with that? Like, do you respect people that are on their grind? They might not be working
Yeah.
the most ideal job, but they're still doing it.
Yeah, like it's hard out there, you know. There's some people that work 10, 12 hours in really rough conditions, you know. Like I found out this week that in certain jobs, in certain situations, I thought the maximum working week was 60 hours, right, in the UK.
Yeah.
But in some conditions and with some jobs, it's 78 hours you can work.
But bro, trust me, man.
And some people do that.
Trust me, man. Like, life is actually hard, man. Not everyone comes from a middle class family, man. People have it worse than others, man.
Yeah, so imagine working 78 hours a week just to get paid and do your stuff.
Yeah, because
Like, I just want people to picture that.
yeah, man. Because I'll tell you, man. I've worked in environments where people are doing this job, yeah, to provide for their family, man. Imagine you've got a kid, yeah, and you've got to work a job that's like manual labor, heavy lifting, so that you can provide for your kid and pay your rent, and so that you don't get evicted from your flat. You know what I mean, man? Like, people are actually dealt really bad cards in life, man, and they don't have time to complain or to protest to the government and just chat shit. They don't have time to chat shit. They keep it moving, bro, and they get on their grind, you know. So I respect, bro, but especially people that work those kind of jobs, man. I have a lot of respect for them.
Mm, definitely. And anyone that's listening as well, hopefully you can give some respect to the people that are grinding out there, you know.
And just understand life, man. Just understand that, you know, like what's going on in Israel, man. But people losing their homes and shit, man.
Yeah.
So even if you've got a job and you're not making 50 grand a year, you're not making 100 grand a year, the stuff that you feel entitled that you should make, realize there's people fucking losing their homes in Palestine, you know.
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, and yeah, that sort of entitlement. And then another bit of entitlement I want to talk about is it links back to the dating thing. Like, you know, when we mentioned in the other episode about first dates.
Yeah.
You know, some people just have like really unrealistic standard where they want everything to be on a plate, and you need.
I want a bottle of champagne on a hot air balloon, and I want to get after the hot air balloon. I want to be taken in a limousine and taken to a 5-star hotel for the night.
Yeah, man. Like, I was speaking to my mate Patrick about it, man, and he said to me, brother, it's not only happened to me, it's happened to some of his friends as well, man. And some of these girls, they expect you to take them to Hakazan and spend £200 on a dinner, man.
What's that?
Hakazan is some fancy Chinese place somewhere in Chelsea, bruv. But you know my style, bruv. I like the buffets, innit?
The reason I probably don't know about that is because I'd never take someone.
Exactly.
That's why.
Bruv, even if I become a multi-millionaire tomorrow, man, I'll never fucking take someone Hakkasan.
Hey, you know, I know the two best Chinese restaurants. Yeah, that I've been. Actually, I know three. There's one in Southampton that's banning. That's really good. Yeah. The one in Leeds that we went to.
The one in Leeds, I fucking love that.
Yeah.
We're gonna go there on my birthday, innit? We're gonna go there on my birthday.
Yeah, and then there's there's one in Coventry, and the one in Coventry, that was £6 for the meal. Yeah, like I put that into dollars. That's like $8 for a big meal. And I was full afterwards, and the food came out fresh, like 2 minutes. Yeah. Oh my days! Like it's cheap but amazing.
Even the one in Leeds, bro, you pay like £15, £12-15, and you can
that's still amazing.
And you can order whatever off the menu, unlimited, as long as you eat it, bro. As long as you finish it.
Yeah.
You know. But not there's £200 for fucking Hakkasan. You mental, man.
Yeah.
I'll never go to that place, man. Not even if I win the lottery, bro. It's mad.
Yeah. Like I remember going with my friend to an Italian restaurant. Yeah.
Oh, that knockoff place.
Yeah, I had some ancini. And the ancini was like fucking burnt on one side, and then they put it into some Heinz tomato soup. And I was like, yeah, it's rank. But the one that Vinny takes me, that's near his, it's was it £5 for like two of them or something like that?
Like $2.50 each, and they're triple the size of the one you went to.
And they're not burnt as well. Yeah. So.
But yeah, back to that sort of entitlement dating, man. Like, there's a quote from Tupac said it once. Yeah, he said, if there was no money in the world, and you were stripped down to the bottom, and the only currency was respect and your personality, how well would you do? You know.
Yeah.
If the only currency was respect and your personality, how well would you do, man? That's what I want a lot of people to take in, you know.
Like I was watching a documentary online yesterday evening, and it's about a tribe that's like dwindling in. They're from like an island that's off the coast of India.
What, is that where you're from?
No, shut the fuck up. No, this tribe is like, they originated from like Africa like 70,000 years ago, went to some islands, and then these people are like, been living the same sort of lifestyle since like the fucking Stone Age, right?
What still to this day?
Still to this day. And there's only like 90 of them left, right, on this island. And if you see their life is no stress, no money, no bills, no house. They just have a simple life where they hunt, teach their kids how to hunt, and then just have children in a simple life and like live off the earth, right? And then like the Indian government and the Indian people are starting to like introduce like cigarettes, alcohol, money to them.
Yeah, that's too. You know what? And that's too.
What?
There's a word, man. You know when you're destroying someone. That they done it so that they could corrupt them. They done that to corrupt them, innit?
Yeah, so they can corrupt them. But then if you look at their life, right? It's so simple that I feel like a lot of people would love to live like that again. Just live off the earth, like no bills, just. And if you look at their skin and everything like that, and their health, no spots.
Yeah, because they're all
They
eating
eat the
natural,
purest
man.
of food.
Their
Yeah,
food's not processed or anything like that, man.
yeah, and they got plants all around them, like natural remedies, like everything around them.
But you think
There, you
it's
know.
like people think they're rich, yeah, because they're going to like Nobu and Hakazan and they're going to their shard. Try live a life where you grow your own food and it's all natural, man. That's what rich actually feels like, man. You know, and not
Yeah,
have to worry about money. Like, that's real richness right there.
yeah. The way you don't have to worry about money, and you can just literally live off what you grow and be independent. You know.
Exactly, man. And you hunt, and you teach your kids how to hunt, man, and fend for themselves.
Yeah. Like, that's what I would love. You know, just like have some land, have a few like animals, and plot like a fucking farm and shit.
Yeah.
And then just generate my own power as well. I have like solar and wind power, so I can generate my own power and be completely like off grid, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, so I think that's probably the way they're living is probably the opposite of entitlement, man. You know?
No, they're not entitled.
I said it's
they
the
put the most
opposite.
respect
It's the
and
opposite of
that
entitlement.
Tupac quote. Yeah, like what they said,
Yeah.
like what their Tupac quote was,
Yeah.
is they've got the ultimate
You got
respect.
the ultimate respect, exactly. That's why I think I don't know. I want to visit places like Asia, man, because their way of life, you know, their currency is different to us in the West, you know.
Like, I don't know about Asia and stuff like that, but like for me, just like proper like wilderness country, you know, like parts of Africa where they're still really untouched, you know.
Yeah.
I'd love to go and see.
Would you want to go to like Australia and New Zealand as well?
Well, not really, because it's just sort of like it's like westernized now. But like, if it's like Aboriginal people, then yeah, like I would, you know.
Yeah.
But you still got quite a lot of like tribal traditions mixed with sort of like modern culture in parts of Africa, you know. So yeah, I'd love to go there and see what it's like, you know.
Yeah, man, just don't get into any fights, innit?
Yeah. No, I get fucked up by some tribe people. They know how to fight and hunt and shit, you know. So now they fuck up that it's like that Habib, what is his name? Habib and like all of that stuff.
A what?
Because that Habib,
Yeah, who's that?
the UFC fighter.
He's not Russian, huh?
Yeah, he's Russia, but where he's from in Russia, it's like mountainous and it's like literally like a tribe.
Yeah.
Like they're tribal people. They have their own rules on. They don't really get fed by government or anything like that. And all they do is just literally live off the land, you know.
Yeah.
That's probably why he's so like good at fighting, because it's literally that tribal way of life for him, you know.
Survival.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. Exactly, and that goes to show, man.
In the mountains.
That goes to show, man. You know where I brought it back to the people grinding it out, like not caring about what jobs they're doing to provide for their family and stuff. That's survival right there, man. Like people are trying to survive on. Forget the tribes, bro. Your everyday life. You're living in the inner city. You're grinding, trying to survive, provide for your family and whatnot. That's survival, bro. You think those people have time to be entitled? No, bro. They're trying to survive. You know.
Like you could have billions and billions of pounds or dollars or whatever, like some other people, like some rich people, right? Well, for me, being rich is having the time and stability to do what you want when you want.
But
you know, but like live off the land, do what you need,
I get that.
and that's wealth for me, you know.
I get that, bro. But I'm sure you know, to get there, man, you have to grind, innit? You know, I'm
yeah,
sure if anyone could press a button and be rich and not have to work, bro, they'd do that already. You know, but that's what the grind. It differentiates who's willing to stick it out and who's too entitled and is not willing to stick it out. You know, that's the ultimate
yeah,
differentiator right there.
yeah,
You know. So anything else you
definitely,
wanted to
man,
say
definitely.
about this topic?
Yeah, so people that feel entitled, um, if you feel like, oh yeah, like my life is so hard, I've got so many things going on in my life,
Mm.
like first of all, you ain't got that much going on, yeah,
Yeah.
compared to other people. There's other people going
I've got worse.
through way worse situations. So never feel like, oh, I'm. It's impossible for me to do anything. It's nothing's impossible, right?
Yeah.
Um, the second thing is respect people that are on the hustle.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
You
look down
know,
your nose at anyone's grind.
yeah. So even the people that are the cleaners, even the people that are working on farms and stuff,
Mm.
picking up shit. You
Yeah.
know, the garbage men or whatever. You
Mm.
know, like respect their hustle because they're just trying to make a living for
Exactly.
their family and that. You know,
Mhm.
and then in the last thing as well is respect. How can I say this? Don't judge someone just because they've got a different mentality
Yeah.
to you. Like some people are free willing and just do whatever they want,
Mhm.
yeah. And there's some people out there that need to be very organized and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. You're back. You're back in the
what's
ting. Yeah. You're back in the ting.
yeah, like yeah, don't be judgmental. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
like everyone's different. Um, and maybe what you could do is in the future, if you two do sort of see each other or whatever,
Yeah.
is maybe partially they can organize some of it, and then you can just go with your flow and say, okay, we go to this area,
Mm.
but we just pick whatever restaurant
Yeah.
is there, you
Yeah,
know?
man. It goes both ways, man. So, like, in closing, like, yeah, I like what you just said there in closing. So, I want to say as well, reiterate, yeah, don't, first of all, don't be afraid to start at the bottom, you know. Everyone's got to start somewhere. At the end of the day, as long as you've got heart and you know where you're trying to get to, fucking just do it, man. Grind it out. Secondly, as well, don't judge someone on face value. You don't know that person's story. You don't know what they've been through. You know, you don't know their situation. You know, everyone's trying to make a living. Everyone's trying to improve their life in it. So don't be a judgmental prick in it. And thirdly, yeah, just like I said, if there was no money in the world, I mean, or should I correct myself? Like Tupac said, if there was no money in the world and respect and a good personality were your only currencies, how well would you do? So when you're dealing with people, bear that in mind, innit? Respect and personality, man. It's not about flashiness and money. You know, Bob Marley said it as well, man. Don't trade your soul for diamonds and gold, innit? So yeah, people, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and make sure you share because you know that the ops try to shut me down, innit? But we're still here, you know. We're still grinding. Share, like, subscribe, and tune in for next time. Peace out.